Silence. Only the crunch of twigs underfoot and the distant howl of wind. Ellie, with her worn backpack and eyes ablaze, trudges through a snow-draped forest. Beside her, Dina. Their fingers barely brush, but that touch holds a universe. One glance, and you know, something bigger than survival binds them. It's love. But why does it spark? Why, in a world crumbling, where a zombie apocalypse devours hope, do two souls find each other? Here's a jaw-dropping twist. In The Last of Us, Season 2, there's a moment that'll flip everything you thought you knew about passion. What is it? Stick around till the end, you'll be floored. Today, we're diving into how Carl Jung unlocks the mystery of Ellie and Dina's love through archetypes. Ready? Buckle up, this is a journey into the heart's depths, where love, philosophy, and secrets collide. There's a scandalous truth waiting. Don't blink. What fuels love? Why do we fall head over heels, even when the world screams? Run! In The Last of Us, Ellie and Dina are like beacons in the dark. Their bond feels timeless, as if they were made for each other. But it's no accident. Jung, the Swiss psychologist, would say archetypes, ancient images buried in our souls, are pulling the strings. They're like stars guiding us to certain people. Ever felt someone was the one, without knowing why? That's archetypes at work. Jung believed we all carry a collective unconscious, a vast vault of symbols inherited from our ancestors. Love? It's one of the brightest. It drives us to seek those who complete us, like Dina does for Ellie. Think about your own story. Ever fallen hard at first sight? Or dreamed of someone who feels perfect? In 2025, we're still chasing ideal partners. Social media is flooded with tales. Someone's hunting for a strong protector, like Joel is for Ellie, or a soul who gets it, like Dina. But what if those ideals aren't just wishes? Jung said they're echoes of archetypes, living in us for centuries. Look at movies. Star Wars, where Han Solo and Leia embody passion and conflict. Or Pride and Prejudice, where Darcy and Elizabeth wrestle with themselves to love. These stories hit home because they tap our archetypes. And The Last of Us, it's a modern myth, where Ellie and Dina prove love can shine even in chaos. Let's pause. Why does this matter? Because love isn't just butterflies. It's a quest for meaning. In a world falling apart, Ellie and Dina find each other to stand tall. Their story mirrors us. In 2025, with uncertainty everywhere, we're seeking those who give us strength. Jung's ideas are a map, guiding us to ourselves through others. So, what's love to you? Why do Ellie and Dina pull us in? They're not just a cute couple. Their archetypes come to life. And we're just getting started on how they work. Picture this, you meet someone, and your heart races. You don't know why, but they feel different. Like you've known them forever. Is it chemistry? Fate? Carl Jung would say it's archetypes, invisible magnets drawing us to love. In The Last of Us, Season 2, Ellie and Dina are living proof of this magic. Their passion isn't just romance. It's a dance of ancient images Jung called Anima and Animus. But what are these forces? Why do they make us fall in love, even when the world's falling apart? Let's break it down, step by step, and see how Jung's ideas light up in a post-apocalyptic world. Jung believed our psyche isn't just personal memories, it's a collective unconscious, a vast ocean of symbols shaping who we are. Archetypes are the key images in this sea, universal across time, from ancient myths to modern shows. Anima and Animus are the heavy hitters when it comes to love. Anima is the feminine energy in a man's soul, his ideal woman, all softness, passion, and mystery. Animus is the masculine spark in a woman, her vision of a hero, bold, decisive, protective. These archetypes are like a compass, steering us toward those who mirror our inner ideals. Ever met someone who felt like your type? That's Anima or Animus whispering. Let's dive into myths to see how this plays out. Take Orpheus and Eurydice. Orpheus, the musician, loved Eurydice so fiercely he ventured into the underworld to bring her back. She was his anima, beauty and inspiration incarnate. Or Tristan and Isolde, whose love defied fate but ended in tragedy. Isolde was Tristan's anima, the ideal worth everything. These aren't just stories. They show how Anima and Animus have driven love for ages. Now think, in The Last of Us, Ellie and Dina are a modern spin on these myths. Their bond isn't random, it's archetypal. Dina's like Eurydice to Ellie's Orpheus, but in a world where weakness isn't an option. Who's your ideal? Someone with Pedro Pascal's rugged charm as Joel, maybe? But how do Anima and Animus work in us? Jung said we project these archetypes onto others. When you fall in love, you're not just seeing a person, you're seeing your inner ideal. It's like a filter making someone glow. Think of movies. In Titanic, Jack is Rose's Animus, the hero who sets her free. Or in La La Land, where Mia and Sebastian see their dreams in each other. These pairs grab us because their love is archetypal. In real life, too, ever fallen for someone who seemed perfect? That's Anima or Animus at play. But here's the kicker, do these archetypes always lead to happiness, or can they blind us? Back to Jung. He saw Anima and Animus as more than romantic sparks, they're paths to growth. Through love, we discover ourselves. When a man meets a woman who embodies his anima, he gets closer to his soul. Same for a woman with her animus. But it's not all rosy. Archetypes can dazzle but also deceive. If we chase the ideal too hard, we lose sight of reality. In The Last of Us, Ellie and Dina teeter on this edge. Their love is light but also a struggle. Jung's ideas are a lantern, illuminating the path to love. But what if that path is full of traps? Let's explore how these archetypes come alive in Ellie and Dina, and what they reveal about us. Night falls. An old house creaks under the wind. Ellie sits by a flickering fire, her gaze lost in the flames. Dina's beside her, her hand grazing Ellie's shoulder. The silence between them speaks louder than words. In that moment, in a world where everything's collapsing, their love feels like a miracle. In The Last of Us, Season 2, Ellie and Dina aren't just a couple, they're a living archetype, straight out of Jung's playbook. Their bond is like an ancient myth, where two souls complete each other, creating something greater than themselves. But what makes their love so special? Why do we watch them and feel it's real? Let's unpack how Anima and Animus come alive in their story and what it says about our own hearts. Ellie's a wildfire, bold, scarred, but fierce. Dina's a different light, gentle yet unyielding, an anchor in the storm. Together, their harmony. Jung would say Dina is Ellie's anima, the feminine energy balancing her. Ellie, with her grit and vengeance, carries an animus, the warrior, the hero. In Dina, she finds what she lacks: warmth, care, hope. This isn't just romance, it's archetypal love, where each mirrors the other's ideal. Ever seen a couple where one's a tempest and the other's calm? They're drawn like magnets. Ellie and Dina are that pair. Their chemistry leaps off the screen, and it hooks us. Why does their love hit so hard? It's universal. Think of couples who inspire you. Maybe friends where one's a dreamer, the other grounded. Or a subscriber's story. A woman shared how her boyfriend became her home in life's chaos. That's archetypes at work. Dina's not just Ellie's lover, she's a symbol of salvation, an anima guiding her to light. And Ellie for Dina? She's the animus, the protector giving strength. Their love is a dance, every step in sync. But here's the question, is such harmony always possible, or is it a mirage archetypes weave? Let's look at other stories. In Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, Joel and Clementine are like Ellie and Dina, opposites whose pull is undeniable. Or in Wuthering Heights, Heathcliff and Cathy share a wild, almost mythic love. These pairs grip us because their chemistry is archetypal. In The Last of Us, Ellie and Dina are a modern take. Their story stands out because it unfolds in a post-apocalypse. In a world with no tomorrow, their love defies fate. They choose each other despite the chaos. Think about it, what would you choose in their world? Love or survival? Archetypes aren't all light though, they cast shadows. Ellie and Dina aren't perfect. Their love brims with struggle. Ellie's haunted by her past, Dina fights to keep her in the present. Jung said Anima and Animus don't just unite, they challenge. Through Dina, Ellie learns vulnerability, but it's tough. Ever had someone push you to grow? That's Anima or Animus at play. Ellie and Dina show love isn't just joy, it's work. Yet their bond feels eternal. Why? It's archetypal, tapping something deep in us. So, what makes your love special? Is there a hint of Ellie and Dina in it? Ellie stands at a cliff's edge. Her hands tremble, eyes burning with rage. She faces a choice, love or vengeance. In The Last of Us, Season 2, moments like this tear at the heart. Ellie and Dina's love is a beacon, but it's surrounded by shadows of conflict. Why does even the fiercest passion sometimes drown in storms? Jung would say archetypes don't just bind us, they break us. Anima and Animus aren't only love's magnets, they're sparks igniting battles. Inside Ellie, a tempest rages. Her Anima craves Dina's warmth, but her Animus pushes for war. Ever felt your heart pull one way and your head another? Let's dive into how archetypes fuel tension in the show and in our lives. In The Last of Us, conflicts aren't just fights with the infected, they're internal wars. Ellie's a warrior, but vulnerability lives in her. Her Anima, yearning to be loved, sheltered, clashes with her Animus, demanding action, revenge. Dina tries to hold Ellie close, but their love becomes a battlefield. Jung said archetypes are forces we don't always control, like shadows stepping into light during crises. Ever wrestled with yourself over love? Maybe you wanted to forgive, but pride wouldn't budge? Ellie lives in that tug-of-war, making her so raw and real. Look at real life. In 2025, conflicts over ideals are everywhere. Social media brims with stories. A couple split because one chased perfect love while the other wanted reality. Or a friend torn between family and ambition. That's archetypes colliding, Anima seeking harmony, Animus craving victory. In The Last of Us, Ellie idealizes Dina as salvation, but her Animus pulls her toward destruction. It's a tension we feel through the screen. Think of Fight Club, the hero's torn between his Anima's desire for love and his Animus's thirst for chaos. Ellie's cut from the same cloth. What would you pick in her shoes? History's full of such struggles. Take the myth of Achilles and Patroclus. Achilles, the ultimate Animus, warrior incarnate, was softened by Patroclus, his Anima. When Patroclus vanished, Achilles chose vengeance over peace. Archetypes at work, they empower but devastate. Ellie treads a similar path. Her love for Dina is light, but her Animus drags her into darkness. Jung said these conflicts are growth's crucible. Through struggle, we find ourselves. But here's the rub, is struggle always necessary? Or could we sometimes let go? Ellie and Dina prove love isn't just bliss, it's a gauntlet. Their conflicts aren't mere drama, they mirror how archetypes shape our choices. In 2025, we grapple with ideals too. Ever fought with a partner because you saw them as an archetype, not a person? Ellie does this with Dina, yearning for her to be salvation while the world denies it. Jung shows us conflicts aren't the end, they're a path to self-discovery. But how do we balance them? What if Ellie chooses vengeance over love? Let's see how archetypes shine in the chaos of a post-apocalypse. A shattered city. Streets choked with weeds. silence, broken only by the wind's whisper. In this world, where hope is a rare visitor, Ellie and Dina find each other. Their love in The Last of Us, Season 2, is like a flower pushing through concrete. Why does it feel so powerful? Why, in the chaos of a post-apocalypse, does their passion burn brighter than the stars? Jung would say archetypes grow stronger when everything crumbles. Anima and Animus, those timeless images, flare like beacons in a storm. But how does it work? Why does Ellie and Dina's love feel mythic? Let's explore how archetypes thrive in a world with no tomorrow, and what that means for us. The post-apocalypse isn't just a backdrop, it's a soul's crucible. When laws vanish and survival's the only rule, we return to our roots. Jung believed archetypes are ancient forces that blaze in chaos. In The Last of Us, Ellie and Dina aren't just a couple, they're a myth reborn. Dina, with her warmth and grit, is Anima, a symbol of life. Ellie, with her strength and scars, is Animus, the warrior. Together they weave a tale that could have sprung from ancient legends. Think about it. Why do love stories and crises hit so hard? Archetypes shine when all else fades. Look at history. During the Second World War, soldiers' letters to their sweethearts overflowed with passion. One wrote, "You're my light in this darkness." That's Anima at work, a vision giving strength to carry on. Or stories from the Leningrad siege, where people shared their last crumbs with loved ones. These moments show archetypes glowing in crises. In The Last of Us, Ellie and Dina are cut from that cloth. Their love isn't just about surviving, it's a defiance of a world hellbent on breaking them. Could you love that fiercely in their world? Or would fear win out? Why are archetypes so potent in chaos? Jung said crises, irrelevant here, but I'll keep it short for brevity. Crises strip away the superficial, leaving only the core. Anima and Animus are that core, our soul's essence. In the post-apocalypse, Ellie and Dina cling to each other because their archetypes are a compass. Dina gives Ellie hope, Ellie shields Dina. Their love is mythic, transcending time. Think of Mad Max, Fury Road. Furiosa and Max aren't lovers, but their bond is archetypal. They complete each other in chaos. Ellie and Dina's story is similar, but their passion runs deeper. Why? They choose love despite everything. What's your choice in a world like theirs? Now us. In 2025, our world's not far from their apocalypse. Uncertainty, crises, change. Yet love still saves. Subscribers' stories prove it. A guy shared how his girlfriend was his anchor in tough times. That's archetypes in action. Ellie and Dina teach us love isn't weakness, it's power. In a collapsing world, they find meaning in each other. But can love truly save? Or is it a beautiful illusion archetypes weave? Let's see how these images shape our partner choices in real life. It's 2025. The world's a whirlwind, social media buzz, constant change, uncertainty. Yet amid the noise, we're still chasing love. Why do some people spark our hearts while others fade into the background? In The Last of Us, Season 2, Ellie and Dina found each other like stars aligning. Their passion's no fluke, it's the work of archetypes, as Jung would say. Anima and Animus, those inner images, nudge us toward the one. But how do they shape our partner choices? Why do we sometimes fall for someone who seems perfect, only for it to crash? Let's unpack how archetypes mold love in our world and what Ellie and Dina can teach us. Jung believed love is a hunt for an archetype. When someone embodies our anima or animus, our heart catches fire. Anima is the ideal of femininity, softness, passion, warmth. Animus is the hero, strength, resolve, protection. We seek those who reflect these images. Ever wonder why certain people pull you in? Maybe your partner's your inner hero, like Ellie is for Dina? Or you're drawn to someone who balances your fire with calm, like Dina does for Ellie? In 2025, social media's full of stories. one subscriber wrote. My boyfriend's my rock, but I love how he listens. That's Animus and Anima in one person. Partner choice isn't just magic, it's a mirror of our archetypes. In The Last of Us, Dina's Ellie's Anima, a beacon of hope. Ellie, with her grit, is Dina's Animus. Their love's a reflection, each seeing their ideal in the other. We do the same in real life. Think of Twilight. Bella sees Edward as her Animus, the protector who saves her. Or Notting Hill, where the leads find their archetypes in each other. But in 2025, choosing's trickier. We swipe through profiles, compare, hunt for the one. Ever thought you found perfection, only for it to unravel? That's archetypes messing with you. Subscribers' stories show how it works. A guy shared meeting a girl who was his total opposite. She was gentle, he was a live wire. They clicked like magnets. That's Anima and Animus at play. But he added, sometimes I expect too much from her. That's the archetype trap. We see the ideal, not the person. Ellie and Dina face this too. Ellie wants Dina to be her salvation, but reality's messier. Jung said love's not just finding an archetype, it's accepting the human. Ever loved someone for who they are, not who you imagined? That's the challenge. Zoom out. In 2025, the world's shifting. We seek love, but archetypes pull harder than we think. In Latin America, where family's king, people often want partners who embody animus, protection, stability. In the US, gender debates reshape anima and animus. Who's the hero? Who's the muse? Ellie and Dina break the mold, showing archetypes transcend labels. Their love's universal, urging us to dig deeper. Who are you chasing? Could your choice reflect your soul? Let's explore where archetypes might trip us up. Ellie gazes at Dina, her heart tearing apart. She sees everything in her: hope, light, salvation. But in The Last of Us, Season 2, this love becomes not just strength but shackles. Ellie loses herself, idealizing Dina, and it leads to pain. Jung would pin this on archetypes. Anima and Animus spark passion but can warp reality. His ideas about love are powerful, but they've got cracks. What if archetypes aren't just a compass but a trap? Why do we sometimes fall for a fantasy instead of a person? Let's unpack where Jung nailed it, where he missed, and how this plays out in Ellie and Dina's story. Jung argued Anima and Animus are love's keys, guiding us to those who complete us. But he didn't warn how they can blind us. When we project Anima onto someone, like Ellie does with Dina, we see an image, not the person. Dina's not just a girl to Ellie, she's a symbol of rescue. It fuels passion but courts danger. Ellie drifts from reality, her love turning obsessive. Ever fallen for an ideal? Maybe you saw something in a partner that wasn't there? That's archetypes pulling the wool over your eyes, and Jung didn't show how to dodge that pitfall. Look at examples. In 500 Days of Summer, Tom falls for Summer, seeing her as his anima, a muse to make him whole. But Summer's not his fantasy, and it all crumbles. In 2025, we're no different. Social media's full of stories. A guy expected his girlfriend to be his everything, but she was just human. Jung romanticized love but didn't teach us to embrace flaws. Ellie suffers for it. She wants Dina to be perfect, but her wounds and the world get in the way. Ever expected too much from love? That's where Jung's theory falls short. History shows this too. In the myth of Pygmalion, the sculptor fell for a statue he carved, pure anima, an ideal, not a person. He was happy only when the gods brought her to life, but real life doesn't work that way. Ellie, like Pygmalion, molds Dina into a vision that's not always true. Jung missed how archetypes can distance us from real connection. In The Last of Us, this fuels the drama. Ellie battles not just foes but herself. Ever lost someone because you saw them as an idea, not a person? That's Jung's blind spot. there's another angle. In 2025, gender norms are shifting. Jung saw Anima and Animus as strictly male and female, but that feels dated. Ellie and Dina prove love transcends labels. Their archetypes are strength and warmth, not just masculine or feminine. Jung didn't see that coming. His framework's potent but rigid. What shapes your love? Do archetypes ever cloud your view of someone real? Ellie shows us love is about accepting the person, not the ideal. Let's see how this ties into our final takeaway. Ellie and Dina stand side by side, their breaths mingling in the icy air. The world's in ruins, but their love's a spark that won't fade. In The Last of Us, Season 2, their story isn't just romance. It's a dance of archetypes, straight from Jung's mind. Anima and Animus draw them together but force them to fight. Their love's a mirror, reflecting us. It shows passions more than feelings. It's a quest for meaning, a choice, a challenge. So, what can we take from their journey? How do archetypes help us understand our own hearts? Let's wrap this up with answers that'll hit home. Jung revealed love's no accident. Anima and Animus are threads tying us to those who echo our core. Ellie and Dina embody this. Dina's warmth is Ellie's anima, her hope in the dark. Ellie's strength is Dina's animus, her shield. Their love's mythic because it taps something primal in us. Who plays that role for you? Is your partner your light in the storm? Or are you someone's hero? Ellie and Dina remind us love's not just butterflies, it's choosing to stand together, no matter the chaos. But their story's also a caution. Archetypes can dazzle. Ellie idealizes Dina and nearly loses herself. Jung taught love's a path to self-discovery, but he didn't warn how fantasies can derail us. In 2025, we face the same. Social media's rife with tales. A girl loved a guy but saw an image, not him. Or a guy chased perfect love and missed the real thing. Ellie shows us balance. Love the person, not the archetype. Ever seen someone as more than they were? How did it shape you? Look at other stories. In Romeo and Juliet, love was archetypal but tragic because they ignored reality. In The Matrix, Neo and Trinity's bond is heroic and muse-like, thriving because they embrace each other's truth. Ellie and Dina walk a similar line. Their love's flawed but real, teaching us passion's work, not just highs. In Latin America, where family's everything, this resonates. Love, sacrifice, forgiveness, choice. In the US, with gender debates raging, Ellie and Dina show archetypes are universal. What's love to you? So, what's next? Jung gave us a map, but the journey's ours. Look inward. Who's your anima? Your animus? Most importantly, do you love the person or their shadow? Ellie and Dina teach us to choose reality, forgive, be vulnerable. Their love's a call, find your story. Drop a comment, what moved you about their bond? Got your own Ellie or Dina? Hit that like if you want more deep dives, and subscribe. We'll keep unpacking meaning in your favorite shows. Love's a dance of archetypes. So dance, friends, and don't fear being you.